The Redcat Racing Gen 8 V2 is just crying out for a better drag brake. In my review, I mentioned that a 21 turn Holmes 550 might be a good idea for an upgrade. I also mentioned the Hobbywing 1080, that's the WP-1080 ESC. Both of these guys together will be a pronounced improvement. I thought we might get a little scientific about it. Here we have a 30-degree slope. Now I don't think the stock drag brake is much better than that. So what we're going to do is stick the 1080 in first, and we'll see how it can go with the stock motor. Then we'll pull it back out and put the stock ESC back in and stick the 21 turn 550 in, and we'll see how that goes. I'm actually curious to know whether the number of turns in the existing motor is going to be a problem for this. So first off, we'll stick this thing down the 30-degree slope with the power on, and we'll see just how it goes. That will give us a benchmark for our upgrades, and then we can tell just how much difference the 1080 will make and the 21 turn. So let's get on with it. So that we have a benchmark, we'll start with the stock vehicle. So we've got the Redcat branded 17 turn, and we've got the Hexfly ESC. The jumper's set to 100% drag brake, just like in my review. Okay, we've got the body on. So what we'll do is we'll ease it forward onto the flat slope. And as you can see, that didn't do much of anything. Tiniest bit of reverse throttle. So 100% is not good enough. So I'll stick the 1080 in and I'll get right back to you. And I was just setting up the programming card, and setting 9 is the drag brake. I thought I'd set it to 50%. I thought we might see just how different the 1080 is to 100% on the 60 amp included ESC. We'll feather the throttle and then release. Okay, so that seems to me to be similar to the 100% of the original. So programming card's in. We're now going to set this thing to 100. So we've got it plugged in. We go to number 9. I'll pump it up to 100%. Press OK to save it. Turn it off. Unplug. Turn it on. Much slower. You see that? But the 1080, which has a mighty and sufficient drag brake for competition use, isn't enough on a 17 turn. So with the 17 turn, 100% drag brake is insufficient, but given how much wheel speed it has, it's more than you need for a crawler. Oh, well, that's not true. It's sufficient for a crawler, but I think we can do better. I think the 21 turn might be the answer. So we'll try that with the stock gearing. And if I'm still not happy, if we still don't get a rock solid hold, we can talk about the pinion as a bonus third option. The motor's been replaced. Now we have a Holmes 21 turn 550. So we'll give it a bit of throttle and then I'll release and we'll see what happens. Here's the throttle. And as soon as it rolls, I'll release. Ah, look at that. Now that is interesting. Now the stock ESC would have held it like this, but when you give it a little bit of reverse throttle, it didn't hold before, but now it might. Let's see. As soon as it rolls, I'll release. Hey. Okay, so here's a great budget upgrade. I'll tidy this up, but the Holmes 21 turn 550, nothing else changed. Keep the stock ESC, make sure it's on 100% drag. You can keep your stock 17 tooth pinion, make sure you put the cover back on. And the drag brake is, wow, that's a world of difference. It's a $20 motor. I'm actually not going to put the 1080 in yet. I know I said I would, and I may, but gee, we may not need to. So stay tuned for the next one, and thank you for joining me for this little experiment. I'll catch you next time.